What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you are new, my name is Tickner. I am a YouTuber, as you can see. My Instagram is @_LaurenFitness. It's primarily fitness and health and a lot of food, a lot of chocolate. So anyway, let's get cracking with my top tips on how to stay on track during Christmas, the holidays and everything like that. Christmas is now in 10 days. It is the 15th of December today. So I want to give you guys some tips in order to help you stay on track and to really make sure that you are maximizing the fun that you have on Christmas, because I get really worried that a lot of people are going to be focusing too much on their fitness goals and not enjoying themselves as much as they should be. But stop, you need to be enjoying yourself. So tip number one is going to be make sure you enjoy yourself, guys. Christmas happens once a year. What I'm saying right now is that you really need to think about it this way. This is my first tip because it is the most important, and it is. Fitness goals are really important. Of course they are really important, but fitness is a part of your life. It's not your whole life. Unless you have a marathon in 1 week, then really, honestly guys, you shouldn't be panicking about it. You want to enjoy yourself, make memories with your friends, your family and everyone alike. So you just need to really think about it and remember that you're in this for the long term. If you're getting worried about having a day full of food and delicious desserts and alcohol probably and other things, then you aren't thinking about the long term. You really need to think about this, that you are using fitness to enhance your life and fitness isn't your whole life, and that you're in it for the long haul because you want to make progress in the long term. Because one day, honestly guys, is literally going to do nothing. Like, I'm telling you now, one day will do nothing. After my bikini competitions, the amount of food that I eat is crazy, and then what happens is that happens, and then a few days later you go back to eating normally. So this is what I'm saying. If you're somebody that knows that they are very inclined to overeat, like me, I am very inclined to overeat. It's not binging, it's just like I have the appetite of a heavyweight bodybuilder. I'm telling you now, I really do. I can eat like a giant man. I really can. Food. But anyway, let me get back to my tips. So yeah, I'm just kind of starting the video saying this, and that you need to remember that the long term. But then I'm giving you these tips in order to kind of prevent feelings of guilt, because I know that if you guys implement these tips, then you are going to be less likely to end up eating so much that you feel guilty. Now personally, I have no issues with food guilt, but that's because I have a very good self-image and I can comfortably and openly say that I love my body, whatever shape or size, and that I am truly happy within myself. And that really does allow me to kind of, if I ever overeat or something, I don't feel guilty. Whereas I know that I used to feel guilty after I overate. Even on Christmas Day, I would feel guilty, and even though I had made amazing memories with my friends and family, I would still feel guilty. So this is why I think these tips are going to help you guys. If you're someone that's having a lot of anxious thoughts on Christmas Day, for example, then that can prevent you from having a good time. And then if you aren't having a good time just because of these thoughts, even though everything around you is amazing, magical, wonderful, even though there's so much love in the air and all that, this can still prevent you from having a good time. And if you don't have a good time, then like in 6 months time from now, you're going to look back at Christmas and think, oh, that was such a bad time, even though it could have been amazing if you weren't having all these anxious thoughts. So I really want to emphasize that, guys, because that can really prevent you from having a good time. So I just want to try and make you realize that one day is going to do nothing. If you're having it over 3 days, that in the long term is going to do nothing, because what you're going to do afterwards is you're going to get right back on track. You are going to get right back on track. But anyway, I'm now going to move on to my kind of tips that you can do on the actual Christmas day, or the day that you're doing stuff, whatever, because the whole Christmas period is a time when a lot of socializing goes on and a lot of kind of, I guess, matters are taken out of your hands, where you might be going out for meals, you might be going out for drinks, you might be doing whatever. I know I'm doing all of this. I went out for brunch today just to catch up with some friends. So let me get started. So the main thing is eat slowly. When I say slowly, just kind of consciously make an effort of chewing your food. I say this now as a tip, and I say every time that I'm gonna do it, but when it comes to it, I don't do it. So this is why another thing is that I drink a lot of water. I'm someone that likes to drink a lot of water anyway. I'm actually drinking Pepsi at the moment because having fizzy drinks is really good as well. 0-calorie ones, because it just helps keep your tummy full throughout the day. Fizzy drinks while you eat, sometimes it makes me feel bloated personally. That's why I like to just drink water while I am having my food. But yeah, so that's something that I really recommend. So eat slowly and drink lots of water with your meals. Obviously don't go crazy. And then when it comes to having seconds, I really would say, guys, what is important to do is that you kind of wait a few minutes, let your food digest, and then think, do I really want these seconds? Do I really want them? Start with seconds of extra vegetables, and then maybe add like another potato, and then a little bit more meat, and then go for the stuffing, because you need to kind of think, do I really want this? Do I really want these extras? Or am I gonna be having pudding later? Do I really need these extras if I'm having pudding as well? Chances are no. And if you do decide to go for the seconds, stop when you're full. If you're suddenly like, oh my god, I feel so full, oh I feel so full, I feel crap, stop. Don't eat more. I see it all the time. Like, my auntie is the worst. She'll literally be like, oh, I'm so full, can't move. Oh, give me another potato. Like, what? And that is when you literally overeat, and that is the feeling when you feel disgusting. We haven't even moved on to pudding yet. We're still on the main. We ain't even touching that chocolate fudge cake yet. So, when it comes to dessert, again, just, you know, cut yourself a small slice. Like, not tiny, but like just, you know, moderate, and then eat it, and try to avoid covering it in cream. Obviously, if you want to do that, then go for it, but only do that if you know that you're someone that is comfortable inside yourself and you know that you're not going to feel guilty. Because I'm just so worried, because I see people commenting to me all the time saying that they feel guilty. Now, in the long term, my mission is to help you guys from even having these feelings, but in the short term, I know that I can't prevent you guys from having these feelings. But just know that everyone is going to be doing it that day. Like, I eat chocolate every single day. I'm not ashamed to admit that, because I think clean eating is a very unbalanced approach. But anyway, we're not getting onto that. Christmas Day is a day when we want to be enjoying ourselves. Food is like a huge part of it, and we just need to accept that fact. And just remember, it only rolls around once a year. So anyway, but yeah, with regards to kind of dessert and things like that, if people are trying to just shove it down your throat and you genuinely don't want it, just say no. Just say no. I do it all the time. If I don't want something, I just say no. No, I'm full, I'm done, and then move on. But if you do want it, please have it, guys, please. Because if you restrict yourself, then the likelihood is the evening is going to roll around and you're going to be thinking still about that fudge cake. And the fudge cake is sat in the fridge. 3/4 of the fudge cake is sat in the fridge. And you go open the fridge, and the lights shine on your face. You see the fudge cake staring at you. You look at it, you take it out, and you may be the type of person that may end up eating the whole thing. I don't know who you are, but I mean, I'm the type of person that would eat, you know, hefty old 3 slices of that. So you just need to think about these things. If you had had it when you wanted to have it, then maybe you wouldn't have done that in the evening. So don't deprive yourself at a time when you want something, and then don't have something when you don't want it. You can say no, you can say yes. You need to make your own decisions. And just something which happens very, very often is people tend to do the herd mentality. So let's take an example of something which always happens at our meals, our family meals. So there'll be like 3 cakes on the table, and like we'll have a bit of each or whatever, and then we'll have like, there'll be like a third of one left. And then my dad, it's always my dad, it's always him. He's always like, Lauren, help me finish this cake. I'm gonna have half of it. You have the other half. And in this situation, a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, might as well. If you're having some, I'll have it as well. Yeah. But I just say no. I say no. You do what you want, and I'll do what I want to do. And just because someone else is having something or doing something doesn't mean that you have to do it. Yes, you may feel pressured into doing it because they are, but you don't need to. Like, you don't need to. If it didn't even cross your mind before, why the hell are you doing it? Why? just because someone else is doing it. No, be your own person. Don't let other people pressurize you into eating random crap. My dad tries to do it to me all the time. He also made me fat. And finally, something which is good to do on the day that you eat loads of food or whatever is just go for a walk after or before, a nice morning stroll or a nice stroll to let your food go down better. This is something that my family and I used to always do, but we haven't actually done it in a while. So I'm gonna actually try and initiate it this year, because obviously I'm not gonna go by myself. It's Christmas Day, I wanna be spending time with my family. But yeah, I'm going to initiate it this year and just be like, oh, let's go on a walk after lunch, you know, go up to the park or something. Because basically walking is going to be increasing your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is your NEAT. You might have heard me talk about it before, my NEAT. I love going on walks myself. And also fidgeting and stuff increases your NEAT, and just like hoovering and tidying and stuff. So be the person that volunteers to do the washing up. That will just be helping you burn extra calories in the day. And also dish up the food and serve the food, and just all these extra things will add up. You would actually be incredibly surprised how much this can accumulate to. It can add up to a lot. So, and there's that. And now guys, I just want to move on to tips for the whole kind of festive period, because I've covered like the main day in itself, and I just want to talk about the period, because I know in the period there is so many things going on. So New Year's Eve is approaching, Boxing Day. Boxing Day for us is like our Christmas Day, so you guys will be seeing that on my YouTube. Also hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. So yes, what I'm saying about the period is, this period there are a lot of things going on, and a lot of times we're going to be out for food, or we're going to be around people's houses for food, we're going to be out for drinks, and there's just going to be food and drink just shoveled down our throats. And this can be something which people get anxious about. I sure as hell used to. I don't anymore, because I've appreciated the fact that it comes around once a year and it's fun, and memories are going to be made, because guys, memories and like living life is just the most important thing, rather than kind of your fitness goals the whole time. So yeah, what I'm going to say is, 1, keep up with your training. Training is good. We want to keep training, because if we just been off training, we're going to be like looking back like, oh damn, I really let myself go. So if we keep up with our training, that is really going to help. We're going to feel good, we're going to get the endorphins flowing, the blood pumping, and it is all going to be perfecto. So anyway, then number 2 is keep up with your hydration. You know, just make sure that you're drinking a lot of water, like a lot of water, at least 2 liters a day. I drink a lot more than that, but I've always have. I'm a thirsty gal. I shouldn't say that, should I? Yeah, and moving swiftly on. So also make sure you're getting your micronutrients in. I have definitely been lacking in this department myself. So what I'm going to say is make sure you're getting your micros in. Guys, my camera is about to run out of, oh god, here it's like ticking, being like 19 seconds after recording. So I'm just going to unfortunately have to switch to my phone, because my camera has effed up, and I'm using my mom's camera right now. So guys, I'm sorry if the quality is worse, but I'll see you in a second. I'm back. So guys, I'm shooting 4K on my iPhone, which is pretty cool. Did not know you could do that. So anyway, back to it. So what I'm saying is, yeah, keep up with your training and just make sure you're getting good quality sessions in. Don't overtrain. Just keep going and make sure that you are getting your workouts in. If you can't get your workout in because you're away or you're doing something fun, don't worry about it. Just try to remain active throughout the day. Maybe wake up a little bit earlier and go for a walk, or do a tiny little HIIT circuit for 20 minutes in your room. Just try to get something in. But honestly, if you physically can't get yourself to the gym or to do something else because you're busy in the day, don't worry about it, guys. Please, what I'm trying to emphasize so much in this video is that memories over training or nutrition, and that is just true, and it's a fact of life. Because if for 80%-ish of the year we're on track and we're doing well and we are smashing our workouts and our nutrition, then doing small things like this every now and then is no big issue. We all do it. And it's just really important, especially if you're somebody that is wanting actual proper long-term results, because if you're just focusing on the short term the whole time, you won't get long-term results and you'll end up getting yourself in a really bad place. So we just need to focus on the long term and realize that a little short period of time away from our normal things is totally fine, and it's really gonna cause no issues whatsoever in the long term. We're just making sure we're having fun. And then yeah, like something which is really important is just like to get back on track after all these festive periods are over. And if you're someone who is currently in a fat loss phase and you are getting anxious about Christmas approaching and you track macros, then maybe for a couple days leading up to Christmas, reduce your macros by about 20 to 30%. And then after Christmas, just jump back on your original macros. This is something which you could do. I'm not saying you have to do it. It's not something that I'm gonna do because I'm not in a fat loss phase. I am in my reverse diet at the moment, and I'm gonna be going into a proper bulking phase and really trying to maximize my strength gains, hashtag strength feed. And yeah, so I'm not going to be doing that, but I'm going to be implementing the tips that I said, like for example eating slowly, drinking lots of water, going for walks with my family, keeping up with my training because I love training, I just love it, and also making sure I don't deprive myself of anything because I wouldn't do that anyway. I love food. And also with regards to all the drinking alcohol around this period, what I always do whenever I drink alcohol is after every alcoholic drink that I have a glass of water. I have made a video on this before, but I'll just quickly talk to you guys about it now because I know that it's something that a lot of people are going to be doing around this time. So I personally stick to gin and slimline tonic because I just love a gin and tonic. Like I really do. I really do enjoy it. Or maybe some red wine. That's because I like that as well. Mulled wine I really like as well, but I will minimize that just because it has a lot of excess calories, which normal red wine doesn't have, or a gin and tonic. And then yeah, so guys, stick to kind of vodkas, rum, white rums, gins, like just clear alcoholic shots, but then have it with like a diet mixer or a slimline tonic, or if you're really crazy, have it on the rocks. But that's not something that I recommend because yeah, that could end a little bit dangerously. And then beers, of course, have one or two if you like it, but don't go too crazy because they are filled with a lot of calories. The same goes for cocktails and other things like that. I don't really tend to go for cocktails purely because I don't really like them so much. Just I love my gin and tonic, and I'm very fortunate that that just so happens to be one of the lowest calorie drinks. So yeah, and then just make sure that you're keeping up your water hydration. And if you're going out clubbing, get your groove on. You know, you can increase your neat by doing that. And these are just my tips, and that's all I have for now. If you've got any tips, comment below, and if you've liked my tips, please do comment below as well. I love seeing comments so much. Give this video a thumbs up and make sure to hit that subscribe button. Come on guys, let's get me to 10k. Woo! Thanks so much for watching guys. Love you guys loads, and I will keep you updated on the progress with my camera because my mum's camera that I was filming on just there. Say hi camera. Hi. God, what the hell? I'm such a weirdo. Jesus Christ, like. Anyway, my mom's camera is really good, but obviously she likes using it, and it's not ideal for vlogging because it is so big. It is a monster of a device. Look at that thing. And you know, my head isn't that small, guys. I'm telling you now. Bye, guys. One final tip guys that I forgot to mention is after you and your family have finished eating all the pudding or the food, either throw away the like disgusting bits of turkey so that you stop picking at it, and then for like the puddings and stuff, put it in the fridge, wrap it up, just out of sight, out of mind. I am a strong believer of that because if something is in front of me, for example a box of chocolates or a open Yule log which is just gazing at me, then I'm more likely, my fast cake hands, as Jamie Alderton would say, my fast cake hands are gonna be, whoops, I just knocked that over, but my fast cake hands are gonna be grabbing that cake. I'm telling you now, your hands are probably the same. So guys, hope you like these tips. Put the stuff away, implement all the tips, or just a few of them, and you guys will be making memories and eating good. Remember guys, only do this if you know that you're not someone who has guilt issues with food.